All right, we're going to be talking about exponents and exponent rules. Exponents. If you sing it, it makes it more right. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, even if you don't like math. I think that says even more. If you don't like math and you're here anyways, or you struggle at math and you're here, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing, and I'm so happy that you're here. Nice. Nice, congratulations. Yeah, unfortunately, like math is, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Math is in everything. And I don't think we see that all the time. But I truly believe that everything is a mixture of math and art, right? And I just get so excited when people can start seeing math everywhere around them. And honestly, that's my big goal for my students in the classroom. And that's a goal I have for you too, is I want you to see math all around you. It's in everything you do. And I don't mean that in an intimidating way, but I mean it in a beautiful way. Math is simply, we lose track of what math is, right? Because we think of it as these cold, hard rules that we need to follow and learn, and that just are there to make us feel bad about ourselves or confuse us or make us feel dumb or make some people feel superior, right? But that's not what math is. That's not why we have it. Math is a tool. Math is an art form. It is building blocks. And math is only as boring or as interesting as how you use it, right? I can sew something super boring, or I could sew something like right with a needle and thread that's absolutely amazing and beautiful. That's mathematics. It's just the building blocks. It's just a tool for you to use to make something freaking cool. So don't be afraid of the tool. Figure out how it can work for you. Okay? That's my goal for you. Yeah. All right, so exponents. We're going to be learning about this tool. Now, I think we're just going to start with what the heck an exponent freaking is. Right? Let's just get some language down first to talk about it. And then we'll start seeing how it works, okay? So we're just going to first start with the language we use to talk about it so we're all on the same page. That's all we're doing here. Like, this is the part where I write it down and people go, I don't understand, when there's literally nothing to understand yet. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know that right now. There's nothing to understand yet what I'm about to write on the board. They're just words. We're just naming stuff, okay? There's nothing to understand. It's just naming. It's not even math yet. Okay? So hold my hand. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to put some words on the board. Okay? Cool. I'm going to use letters simply because, yeah. You know what? Because the letters are standing in place for anything, right? That's all they mean. So I'm going to say A, and I'm going to put a little B up here. All right, we call this our base. The number that's down here, that number is our base. Think of it like the base of a house, or like you're building something to build on top of. The bottom number is our base number, okay? It's our base number. This B is our exponent. The number up top is our exponent. If it helps to see it in terms of numbers, I could do 3 and 2 there. That would be my base, and this would be my exponent. right? These are just the words we use to talk about it. Base is what we build on. Exponent is just that little guy in the corner. So when I talk about our base and our exponent, that's it. Standard form, hun, is a lot of things in math. We often call things standard form when it's the most common way you'll see something. Standard form is not just one thing. And in this situation, we would not apply that word because we're not there yet in anything big. Usually it's applied to equations and how we set those up. This is not an equation yet. These are just two numbers chillaxing together to express a bigger number. So right now, all we're saying is how we're going to talk about these. Number on the bottom is the base. Number up top is exponent. Those are just the words we're going to use. I'm calling my little guy exponent now. That's delightful. Often when I'm in the classroom explaining this, I'm like, our exponent, just up here, it's just up here. That's our exponent, right? Oh, I'm Mike from my academia. Oh, thank you for the A+. From My Hero Academia. I'm not gonna lie, the A+ on these always makes me happy. Because I also need external validation. Obviously, I'm on TikTok. But I've talked with some of my students about handing out sticker sheets to them so they could give me gold stars when they think I'm doing a good job. They've agreed. I'm glad that they understand me. All right, let's do this. Now we'll get into some of the math, all right? Where's my eraser? Oh, here's my husband. This joke isn't gonna get old for me. All right, so let's now look at what it means to be an exponent. What does it mean to be an exponent? He's erasing the whiteboard. Yes, he's very talented. lying down here. Needs a little nap. I should make a little yellow square for him to have as his sleeping bag area when he can rest during this. That'd be hilarious. All right. So we're going to use a number example first, okay? Let's go back to that first one I put up. Let's do it. Let's do 3 squared. We call that squared if there's a little 2 up there. And I can get into that more why, okay? Who thinks they know what this means? What do we think it means if I say 3 squared? I know some of you know. Just because I know we have a lot of different abilities. Awesome. I see a lot of good guesses. I see a lot. Oh, yes. I have a favorite wrong answer that I saw already. And I'm so glad people are making it. And that might sound weird to say that I like that I have a favorite wrong answer, but I do, because when we do something wrong, it's an awesome opportunity to clear up misconceptions and learn something. We learn a lot from our mistakes. Successes, not so much. So I saw right answers and I saw wrong answers, and I'm going to show you my 2 favorite answers, and one of them is wrong and one of them is right, and we'll talk about why, okay? People are putting down 3 times 3, and people are putting down 3 times 2. And these are the most common answers I see, okay? So I want you right now to take a guess in your brains which one you think it is. And the reason why I want you to take a guess and commit to an answer, like it's a game show, phone it in, right? Is because scientifically we've proven that if someone can make a guess and put it down, they'll remember the answer that much better. which is neat. Neuroscience is neat. All right, great. People are putting on their guesses. I love it. I love it so much. You guys are so smart and beautiful. Do you know that? Oh, awesome. Which one is it? Oh, this is going to be the correct answer. It's 3 times 3. Now, I totally see why people said 3 times 2, right? That is a logical thing to think. It's totally logical to see the 3 and the 2 next to each other and go, I know what that is. Multiply them. You knew multiplication was involved. You saw a 3 and a 2, and so that's what you said, and that makes sense. It's wrong, but it's logical, and I love that. It's not 3 times 2. If the 2 was down here in the base area, then it would be times it. But since it's up in that exponent area, right? That's saying something different to me. That's that mere difference, okay? Down, it's going to be times. But if you bring that situation up, now we're saying 3 to the second power. To the power. All right? So that's 3 times 3. What we're really saying here is I multiplied it. I'm going to use the little dot for multiplication because I'm about to use x's and stuff. I know no one likes talking about their x's. Don't listen, Eraserhead. But we're gonna. It's 3 times 3. We're putting it in there those 2 times. If I had 3 to the power of 3, that would be 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times. If I had 3 to the power of 4, well, what do we think that's going to be? That's going to be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's going to be at 4 freaking times. And now, I'll give you guys a chance to write this down if you like to write these down. And then I'll go off on why we do that. Because you might be like, well, if that's all it's saying, why don't we just write that down? And you know what? That's a decent thought. But I'll tell you in just a bit what the advantage of this situation is, okay? So I'll let you write it down if you want to. And then I'll tell you why the heck we do this. Why would we write it like that? What heck? Coffee. Oh, look at it swinging. That's adorable. Thank you, honey. I have ADHD. The moving things always get me. They bring me they spark that serotonin so hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. What type of coffee do I drink? I drink coffee as black as my soul. Now this is where I once told that to a student, and he immediately, it was a 6th grader at the time. Never again. But anyways, it was a 6th grader at the time. And without hesitation, he just went, so light brown. And I was like, oh, you're quick, kid. But I actually drink black coffee. Thank you for the rose. You like milk? You guys are good. Oh, thank you for the mic. This year I teach 9th and 10th graders. I have taught all the way up to 21-year-olds, and I have taught some college. So I have quite the range in math. I got range, baby. All right, let's talk about why we do this, okay? Because that's important. I think it's important to know why you're doing something. Tell me why. Because if we don't know why we're doing something, what's the point? What's the point if you don't know why, right? Like there is none at that point. There's no point if you don't have a point. I'm good at words. That's why I teach math. There's no point in knowing how to do the equations if you don't know what you're doing and why you're doing it, because how is that useful? At that point, you're just kind of becoming a mindless button pusher just so that you can get through a class, and that's no good. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Okay? So let's talk about why. As I erase this, fun story. Once, I was with a bunch of they were 7th grade boys. I had a classroom, it was just 7th grade boys. Right? And I went, tell me why. And then I was like, that's probably a reference too old for you guys to get. And one kid just goes, is that Backstreet Boys? And I was like, yeah, it was Backstreet Boys. And then the rest of the class agreed that the Backstreet Boys were really good. And then they started sharing with me their favorite Backstreet Boys songs. And we made a Backstreet Boys playlist for them to work to. It was a delight. And that's one of my favorite things that has happened in the classroom. It was so cute. Just a group of 7th grade boys that were like, no, they're really good. Would you like to hear my favorite? Could we listen to them while we work? And I was like, yeah, we can. As I was doing pretty good, my eraser's right here. I'm so sorry. But I'm not, but I'm a little. All right, so why we do this is, imagine I was trying to write something out, and this might seem like a crazy scenario, right? But let's pretend this actually does happen. This does. I'll just let you know that. But sometimes we'll have something where it's oh, we have to multiply a ton of stuff together. For some reason we end up in a situation where we have these 2's repeating, and I might need to write it out for I don't know, let's say I have 100 2's that are actually needing to be multiplied together. I have that kind of a situation where I'm counting things up, and that's what's happening. I'm not going to write that out, right? And typically we're putting things in a computer to solve that, right? This isn't we don't have abacuses anymore. We're putting this stuff into computers to tell us. So I'm not going to sit there and type in 2 times 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 2 and try and make sure I have 100 of them, right? No. So I have the function to say 2 to the power of 100. Bam, I'm done. That made that so much easier. That's why we have that. That's why we have that. And yeah, math is hard. But anything hard is worth doing. Anything hard is worth doing. And you're capable of doing hard things. All right. So now that we've got the basic idea of what an exponent is, and, why we have it, and what we're supposed to do with it, let's start talking about the rules of how we can play with them, okay? Let's do that. It'll be fun, I swear. If not, I'll try and make it fun. Jazz hands, does that help? Yeah, we're learning. I'm really starting to think I should incorporate glow sticks into my classroom. I think it might help. What do you guys think? More glow sticks? I have a set of pom-poms that I actually use in the classroom. But I think I need glow sticks. Jay's hands. I've considered buying a disco ball for my classroom, but then I remember that I made a whole point and I made a whole wall saying we only panic at the disco and that we're not going to panic in math class. We only panic at the disco. And if I brought in a disco ball, we would then be at a disco and then people would be allowed to panic and that'd be no good. So that's unfortunate. Really backed myself into a corner with that one. All right. Oh. Just a second. I need a tissue. My contacts sometimes make my nose run. Because, spoiler alert, my eyes aren't naturally this green. That'd be cool, though. Honey, I'm an experience. All right. So, let's say I'm going to start using letters now, okay? Nobody panic on me. Nobody panic. We're going to start using some letters, okay? Let's say I had x squared times x to the third. I know, no one wants to talk about their exes. All my exes live in Texas, and we're just going to keep it. 20 points to Gryffindor, if you know that song. It's okay. Don't let the letters scare you. Honestly, that could be the Batman symbol for all we care. It's just a placeholder. And the reason why we use X is because it's really easy to write out. That's literally it. It's just really easy. It's also a very common letter because we need to remember that math is a universal language. And not all languages have the same letters, but X is a pretty common one because, again, it's a very easy symbol to write out, okay? You guys are so smart and beautiful. You're like, I got it, Mr. Mike. I know what's up. I love that. You guys are great. Let's talk about why this works, shall we? Yes. Yes. Yeah, an X is a variable, which is an unknown. That was a beautiful way of saying that. I like to think of it as X is like a placeholder for a number. Like when like someone is like holding your place in line, right? It's just for you to like sneak back in, right? You're like, yo, hold my place, like swap in for me while I go use the bathroom or go buy popcorn. And then you come back and you're like, all right, cool, thanks, man. That's what the X is doing. It's just being a good friend and standing in for a number. All right, so this is why we can do this. This is why people are saying X to the fifth, okay? Is because when I say I have X squared, right? X squared, as we talked about, means I have X times X. So this guy is saying X times X, right? Now, if I have X to the third, I got 3 of them, right? I'm multiplying by this guy, but I've got X times X times X. So all together, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 X's. Where's my camera? There we are. It's hard when it's mirrored. We've got 5 X's, right? Because 2 X's and then 3 X's. All together, I got 5 of them. So this is X to the 5th. A hard and fast rule for thinking about this is we could say we just add them, right? Actually, I'll talk about that in just a moment. I want you to see more. Yeah, that makes my heart so happy. Yes. Ooh, thank you for the crane, honey. I'm sad I missed seeing it. I like the cranes. They look cool. Anyways, let me give you a couple to try, and then we'll see if we can make a connection, okay? Oh, there's the crane. Thank you. I don't suffer from ADHD. I quite enjoy it, thank you. All right. Yes, someone said you can just add the exponents if they're multiplied. Totally. Let's practice it a little, okay? So I'm going to give you some problems. Here's my eraser. And I want you to try them, and then we'll say the answers to them, okay? And even if you're unsure, I would encourage you to put your best guess, okay? Because you are so smart and beautiful and capable, and you can totally get this. And even if you get it wrong, right, this is a safe place to get it wrong. I'm just going to be happy you tried, and you're going to remember the answer so much better. Also, you're above everyone else who's not even trying right now, so give it a try. Let's throw some out there. I'm going to do X to the 5th times X to the 2nd, and then we can do Y. Oh, I'm going to mix it up. Tell me why. How many times am I going to make that joke? Too many. That's the answer. 7 times Y to the 10. And then we'll go back to X. We'll do X to the 55th. Oh, snap. Times X to the 74. I just made up numbers. Give these a try. I'm going to continue to drink my coffee and eat my protein bar, and then we'll talk about them. Ooh, I already see some answers rolling in, and I love it. Also, thank you all for being here. This totally also, like, makes me very happy to do. Oh, thank you, Wolf Owler, for that. Oh, they shine from the top. Oh, I got a gold star. That made me happy. Ooh, but yeah, as I was saying, this also does a lot for me. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Oh, sweetie. Thank you, Wolf Owler. You spoil me. You know that, Wolf Owler? You spoil me. Oh, thank you for the gifts, honey. But this does a lot for me, too. It makes my heart so happy to see you guys learning and seeing you guys growing and seeing you guys finding a safe place in math. You know, it makes me so happy, and it does a lot for me as well. So I'm glad we can have this time together. So thank you for being here. Because I couldn't do it without you guys. If you weren't showing up, I'd just be talking to the void. So thank you for finding value in this. Thank you for learning with me. Yep, I try and do math lives every other week. It's going to be a little crazy as I end my school year. But as the summer rolls around, we'll do more. Awesome. We'll give people a moment more. I see lots of answers coming in, and it makes my heart so happy. You guys are so great, and I love seeing the guesses. I love seeing the confidence. I love seeing all of it. Yep, I'm an in real life math teacher as well. That's why I love when people come on here and they're like, you're pretty good at this. If you can, ooh, look at the butterflies. Thank you. They're like, have you considered this? And I'm like, you know, I think you might have something there. Maybe I could make a career of it. You're so sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna cry. I've had a very emotional couple of days, so thank you. My pronouns are they, them, but you can always feel free to use he, him when I'm in cosplay. I'm like Steve. I've been compared. Steve is like, from Blue's Clues, is like one of my heroes. I think he's so great. All right, let's go over these, shall we? We've got a couple more things I want to go through. A couple more rules to look at, and then we can play with them some more. All right. This one's going to be x to the 7th because we have 5 and 2. So we have 5 x's and then the 2 x's. So that'll be 7 x's altogether. We're just adding them. Some of you may have noticed that pattern. Kind of weird to be like we're adding when we're timesing. But again, it's coming back to that. I'm actually saying I have y times y times y times y 7 times and y times 10 times 10 times. That's 10 times. So altogether I'd have 17 y's. And the reason why learning that kind of hard and fast rule is nice is because I don't have the time to write out 55 x's. Can you imagine having 55 x's? Oh, that'd be kind of sad. And 74, I can't do that. That's a more extensive dating history than even I have. I don't have good jokes, I'm sorry. So it makes it really nice when I can just add these together. 5 plus 4 is 9. 7 plus 5 is 12. So I've got 129 x's. Oh my gosh. This got out of control fast. Oh. I hope that helped. Oh, Miss Kitty's probably sleeping in a sunbeam. She does that about this time. My guess is in front of the front door, looking at the birds. That's a lot of x's. Covered Cover your ears, Eraserhead. You don't need to know about my past. That I could do this as Steve one day. Oh, that was fun. Oh, thank you, Oki. That was delightful. It had an even more impressive mustache. I didn't think that could happen. Cowboy. The reason why we're adding them, you probably came in a little late on that, is because what this is saying is if I have x to the power of 5, that's really saying I have x times x times x times x times x, right? I've got 5 of those x's. That's what x to the power of 5 means. And x to the power of 2 means I have x times x. So I have 2 of those suckers. So all together, if I'm multiplying those all together, I have 7. I have x to the power of 7. Woo! And don't worry if you miss stuff. I put these up on YouTube, okay? So you can always come back to them as many times as you need. Because it's okay not to get it the first time. It's okay not to get it the second time. What's not okay is giving up, right? Find ways to work around your skills and work with what you can do. And just know that I believe in you. Learning happens at your own pace in your own time. And we're not cookie cutters. We're all unique and wonderful individuals. And there are things that take me a long time to get sometimes. And that's okay. And it's okay if this is one of those for you. And it's okay if this is easy for you. It's okay to be wherever you are. Just never give up for me, okay? All right, let's cover division. Those are the big ones. Where is it? Where's my eraser? There you are, husband. I like division. I like division on these ones, and I'll show you why. There's something very satisfying that you get to do that makes me happy. So we're going to bring it back to numbers just because... No, I'm going to keep it with x's. We've broken the ice. We've started using them. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. We're going to get comfy talking about our exes, okay? I'm only a little sorry. All right, let's say I had this in the thing, like words are hard. Let's say I have 5, x to the power of 5, divided by, that's what a fraction means. That bar is just secret division, okay? 100% of the time. Divided by x to the power of 2. Let's say I have that. What heck do I do? Anyone have any guesses? Sorry, that was a really sweet comment. I'm good. Subtract them? You're crazy. I like it. I'm gonna subtract with division? What? Like I added with multiplication? What? That sounds crazy. Crazy. Oh, someone thinks we're gonna divide 5 by 2? Oh, I see why you think that. Interesting thoughts you are all having there. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm so sorry. Subtract the x's, we don't need them. You're right, sometimes it's best to cut your exes out of your life and move on. Awesome. I'm loving these ideas. You guys have such beautiful ideas and beautiful thoughts. Let's see how it works. The ones that are saying subtracting, you're totally right. Let's see why. Let's break down what this is saying to see why that makes sense, okay? I know, why's we're talking about x's. So, as we talked about before, x to the power of 5 is really saying x times x times x times x times x times x, right? It's just saying I'm multiplying x 5 times. That's what the top of my equation is saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. X to the power of 5. That's what it is. Sick. Cool. Great. X to the power of 5 is just x times itself 5 times. So that means x to the power of 2 means there's 2 x's down here. This is really just saying x times x. Woo. So here's the part that I think is fun, okay? Here's what I think is fun. We're going to take a rule that you already knew. You didn't even know you knew it, probably. But if I have, let's say I have 2 over 2. You're probably like, where are you taking this? And I'm just like, trust me. If I have 2 over 2, that's the same as saying I have 1 whole. Yeah? You feel me on that? You dig? So really anything over itself, so I could say x over x, well, that's just going to be 1 whole as well, right? Anything divided by itself is 1. 2 over 2 is 1. 3 over 3 is 1. 5 over 5 is 1. 1 million over 1 million is just 1 whole, right? I don't dig, I slice. Nice. So since I know that x over x is 1, there are some 1s hiding in here. Bum, bum, bum. So I'm just going to cancel these guys out. X over x is just 1 whole. So you know what? Bam. That was kind of fun. I want to do it again. Because I got another x on the bottom and an x on top. Bam. Nice. They cancel each other out. That was just a secret 1 the whole time. It was being sneaky. So now how many x's do I have on top? I have 3. So I have x to the power of 3. Nice. That was kind of fun. Yep, so it's x to the power of 3. You didn't need those x's anyway. Thank you for the rose head. Oh my gosh, it's a corgi. Oh, it's shaking his little butt. That was adorable. Thank you. All right, let's try another one. Let's try another one. Here I have x over the power of 9 and x over 4. We're just going to do the same thing, okay? We're going to think it through that way. Burp, burp, burp. We're just thinking about what it's really saying. That's all, okay? We are making these rules based off of just thinking about what's happening. And that's kind of neat, right? So I have 9 x's. Oh, again, Eraserhead, cover your ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was a lot. Thank you for the roses, my dears. Oh, I love that people are making their guesses. They've noticed the pattern. They've noticed the pattern. Nice. And then I've got 4 x's underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. That, we have just rewritten what this guy is saying, right? We're just writing out what it's saying. That's all. And now I get to cancel them out, just like Eraserhead's quirk. Oh, I'm a dork. But then again, I feel like you all knew that. I'm dressed up as President Mike teaching you mathematics on a Saturday morning. So maybe that didn't need to be said in words. All right. I'm going to cancel these guys out. And I'm going to cancel these guys out. And I'm going to cancel these guys out. And I'm going to cancel these guys out. Have fun with it, crossing them out. Enjoy it. It's satisfying. Canceling your exes. It's not every day you can cancel your exes on TikTok. What we all want to do. Just living our fantasies through mathematics. Yay. Alright, so then I have left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5x's sounds more reasonable. Not to shame anyone or anything, but sometimes we can. This is so bad. I'm so sorry. So I have x to the power of 5. Nice. And that's where people were saying before that it's minus, it's just the top minus the bottom. Smaller numbers are easier, but you are totally capable of doing it with big numbers. Let's put a big number up there. I'm going to put 2 big numbers up there, and I want you to tell me what you think they are, okay? Actually, one will be big numbers, one will be small numbers, but the small number might have something special about it that we're going to talk about next. So let's do x to the power of 112. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. I actually have nothing written down. This is all just from my brains. I hope you guys have put that together by now, that I'm making this up as I go. I've just done this enough. And then x, I don't know, 65. And then we'll do another one down here. I'll put it in terms of y, because tell me why. We're going to do 8 on top. And we're going to do 10 on the bottom. Take a moment, see if you can get me answers for these, okay? And then we'll go over them. Yay, learning! Proud of you. Also, water check. Everyone drink some water. Hydration. You can absolutely use your calculator. You have... Oh! I'm good, thank you for that. Thank you, Loki. Yes, always feel free to use a calculator when we're doing these. I'm a big believer in that. Don't let basic math and the job of a calculator hold you back from getting higher concepts. Don't let the job of a calculator hold you back from getting higher concepts, okay? A calculator can add, subtract, multiply, divide. Right? That's its literal job. Humans, our job, what makes us cool with mathematics is that we can do the things a calculator can't. We can reason, we can play with the numbers, we can manipulate the situation and be creative. We add that creative element of math. That's what you bring to the table, not the freaking job of a calculator. The more you see those numbers, the more you'll be quicker with them, but do not let the job of a calculator get in the way of your ability to do higher mathematics. Okay? Use a calculator if you need it. That's what it's there for. And, like, I am literally never without a calculator in my life because of my phone. I could download a whole graphing system onto my phone, and I have that in my back pocket. I have a supercomputer. I have more technology than they used to put a man on the freaking moon in my back pocket each day. Take a moment to let that sink in. There is more technology in the device that you are watching me on than they need to put a man on the moon. Use the calculator. We made the tool for a reason. That was probably a way deeper question answer than you wanted, but here we are. All right, let's do this. Sorry, I'll finish this bite first, so I'm not talking with my mouth full, though I am right now. A Cliff protein bar. I basically run off of protein bars. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So, this guy, we've noticed the pattern of it's the top minus the bottom, right? That's a pattern we've noticed. So let's use that pattern to get that answer, right? So can someone tell me what's 112 minus 65? 47? Is that right? Let me see. 7. Yeah, 47. See, I'm not the quickest with it either. I had to add. All right, great. So now, what's this guy? I'm seeing 2. I'm seeing -2. Ooh. That sure is an interesting question, isn't it? If we follow the same rule, right? If we follow the rule of top minus bottom, we would indeed get -2, yeah? Because 8 minus 10 is -2. Weird, but why is it a -2? That's correct. That is correct. I will let you know that right now. But why is that way? Well, let's bring it back to what we did up here. Let's go through it and look. I'm sorry, did Murder Maven come in and say math is irrational? You're a jerk. That's a good friend of mine. I can call them a jerk. All right, let's take a look. So what this is truly saying, right, is I have 8 y's on top. Oh, good. We stopped talking about my x's. I think we were making Eraserhead mad. Don't listen. I've got 1, 2. Oh, I'm bad at writing y's. I stopped counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I should have done this with smaller numbers, but here we are. And then I've got 10 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Can you all see that? And now we're going to follow the same rules I did before to cancel them out, right? We'll just cancel 1 from the top and the bottom. 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 Cancel them out. They're really just saying 1 whole. Cancel it out. Cancel it out. And here we've ended up in a situation we didn't have before. Before we had them all on top, right? Now we have nothing left on top and we have 2 left on the bottom. So I have 1 on the top. That's just a placeholder. Don't worry about it. And I've got 2 on the bottom. That's kind of weird, but that's what it is. We canceled them out, and this is what we were left with, right? The 8 on top canceled out the 8 on the bottom, and we were left with 2 left on the bottom. Another way of writing that, honestly, the reason why we have this to the -2 here is so that our rule of subtraction continues to work. So these are the same thing. These are 2 ways of writing it out. Why are they the same thing in the 2 ways of writing it out? Basically, so that this algorithm, this pattern of subtracting the top from the bottom will still work. So whenever you see an exponent with a negative, don't panic. That just means it's actually in a fraction on the bottom. That's all. Is there much to be understood there? Honestly, no. It's just a rule to remember. But this is kind of why it works. Math is weird. That's why I like it. Because, like, look at me. Do I look like someone who likes boring things? No. I like math because it's weird as heck. Take all the time you need to let that situation sink in. I'm glad it's fun for you. That makes me happy. You're enjoying math! What? Yes! Yes! Okay, I'm good. I'm glad you're enjoying math. Makes my math teacher heart so happy. That was so Minnesotan of you. It's almost like I am Minnesotan, Murder Maven. You came and visited me in Minnesota and everything. I'm glad this is fun and relaxing. Did you ever think you'd say math is fun and relaxing? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you. All right. I'm so glad you asked that question. What's x squared and then you square the whole thing? That actually, we're actually out of time for today. But you know what? Let's answer that one quick, okay? Let's answer that one quick. Let's do it. You guys ready? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. We just had so much fun that time flew and we're done with time. But you know what? I will answer that question. We'll do it. We'll do it. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is what they just asked. What if I had something like this? What if I had x squared, but then that whole situation was put to another power? What then? What do I do with that? That's so weird. Huh. I think we could logic this out. I think we can logic this one out. You multiply them. You're totally right. We're going to multiply them. Let's take a moment to see why, okay? You ready to break this one down with me? Do we multiply? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what this is saying, okay? Let's pretend I'm going to use my protein bar to cover this up, okay? We use what we have. Let's say that this was just some other variable. Let's say that this was something else. And if we had y to the power of 3, we'd be saying we have this 3 times, yeah? We would just have this 3 times. We know that one. We're just panicking because it looks big, but don't panic, right? We only panic at the disco, like I said earlier. So it's just this times itself 3 times. So that's saying that I have x squared times x squared times x squared, right? I just have x squared 3 times. Bam, bam, bam. We knew that one. We knew that. 3 protein bars. Yep. All right, let's break this guy down further. What does it mean to have x squared? Oh, I love that. Someone just was like, oh. Oh, yes, that's the most beautiful sound in the world. X squared is just saying I have, come on, work with me. X times x. So then this one is just x times x, right? And this guy's just x times x. Right? This guy became this guy. That's all it was. This guy became this guy. That's all it was. This guy became this guy. That's all it was. It was just that. Now, how many do we have all together? The whole shebang. Yeah, buddy, we got 6 of them. 6. So we have x to the power of 6. So that person that said, bam, we just do 2 times 3. What? That was 6. We have 6 x's. It does make sense, right? When we can break it down, it makes so much sense. When we're just told the rules kind of outright, it's like, but why? And honestly, if you're just told the rules and you're confused, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't make you dumb or anything like that, because that means you're questioning it really hard. Okay? That means your brain is going, no, we're missing a step. And that's not stupidity, that's intelligence. Okay? Thank you for the hearts. You are so smart and beautiful. You are so capable. When we can break it down and see it, that's when our brains are happy, because we finally made that next step. It's made all the connections it needs. All right? I'm so glad you understand now. Oh, thank you for the gifts, honey. All right, let's do one more of these and then I'm going to get going, okay? I do teach factoring sometime. Right now, we're just going through an algebra class all together, and these get uploaded to YouTube so that you can find them if you need them, okay? We're kind of trying to make an archive right now, so you can just constantly be taking UA classes. So if you ever need to go back and see this again, it'll be there for you. You can look at it as many times as you need, because that's okay. Okay, let's say we've got y to the power of 3, and then I have 5 of those. Take a moment, see if you can find the answer, okay? Anytime, my dear. You guys are so sweet. Ooh, answers are coming in, and I love it. Oh, thank you for the mic. Oh, you guys are doing so good. Ah, look at you all go. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you all. And you should be proud of yourself. You guys are so sweet. Also, again, thank you for being here and doing this with me. I needed this today. All right. So we have this 5 times, right? So I have y, to the 3rd. You can just hear the Minnesotan in me. 5 times. And then I'd break those all down from there, right? I have y times y times y. That's what that guy means. Times it 3 times. This guy 3 times. This guy 3 times. This guy 3 times. And then the last one 3 times. And if I wanted to, I could count these all up, and it would be 15 y's. Or we could use the pattern we noticed and do 3 times 5. Bam.